audio, audio, transition over to this window, turn the audio from my phone off, and say hello, everyone.
Recording?
How are you doing, Mama?
Okay.
I am doing alright myself. A little tired, so hopefully that doesn't affect Sudoku too much. But, since we did Sudoku yesterday, I guess, we just start today with some Sudoku.
Works for me.
Alright. And transition over to this, and this one's got a lot of text, so let me hide my camera for a
Recording?
second. I'll just pull it from YouTube later.
Okay.
Yeah, I have like a whole bunch of recordings. I haven't even done anything with them yet, so like if I don't ever do anything with them, then it's probably best to just not save them if I'm not gonna record, or not record,
Yeah.
but like do anything with them. They're just taking up space. Which, I mean, at least it's easy to clear up space. Alright, anyway, first puzzle for today, Beautiful Day by Sandra and Nala, with a lot of rules. Win a day, no matter how perfect it is, can only take you so far, and the fear of hitting that wall where everything stops to flow grows big enough, it is understandable that you will start to look for another solution to your problems. Once found, everything will flow again in all the different directions that seemed blocked just a moment ago. What kind of solution will you seek out when you don't seem to be able to come any further? Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 in every row, column, and box exactly once each. Digits on an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. Each arrow has its own color. Arrows of the same color are connected. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. Not all possible dots are given. There is no negative constraint. One cell in the grid is your newly found motivation. Cells must increase in value as they move away from this point in every straight line direction, vertically, horizontally, and diagonally, until they reach the edge of the grid. Once found, everything will start to flow again. Additionally, the grid is partially covered in fog, just as your thinking might be impaired sometimes and not allow clear thoughts. Placing correct digits will clear the fog from surrounding cells, possibly revealing more clues. I believe this is a reference to a song. They did on the Cracking the Cryptic channel, they did a few theme Sudokus around some puzzles or some songs related to Ren, I believe, a singer. Let's bring my camera back, and we are ready to begin. We've got this orange circle here, which is going to have to go here, around through here, and down. And I'm pretty sure that's a minimum of 9, so this is 9. And then we've got these, which have to be 1, 2, 4, and 8. Although I should probably start with these, because these are a 1, 2 pair. These are a 1, 2 pair, and this is not a 1.
Well, since that's a
Well, this
1-2
set has to
pair.
be 1, 2, 3.
Well, you can't have 3 on the black.
Yeah. Because we know that it's going to take up all of these. This is 6. And that is a 1, 2, which makes it 9. Okay, and that's why we don't know what this one is.
Right.
Now, this, we know that both 2 and 4 are on here, so this cannot be a 2. And because this is odd, this must be even. So this one's a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 3. And now this is 2 and 4. We've got a green arrow here, and a pink arrow over here, and a purple one up here, which...
And a black crop get out in box 4.
True. 1, 2, 4, 8, 6, 3. Now this one cannot be 3, so this one cannot be 6, but this one cannot be 1, 2, or 4. And so the only digits from that group, it can be is 8. So 1, 2, and 8 are disallowed from this one. But this arrow couldn't continue to be an arrow, so this must be a circle. So this is going to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Of course, it cannot be a 6 or a 7. Those would both require a 2.
Well, and minimum for that above the 1 and 2 would be 3, 4. So that's
Right.
already 7.
And this is going to have
It's
to
already
be
a
a
2,
1.
so it's have to be a 1.
But we can put 5 on here, so this is 4.
Yeah.
Black crafty dot 1, 2, 4, 8. Remove the 1 and 2, 3 and 6. White crafty dot, which there's lots of possibilities here, so I'm not going to place those at the moment. Although this is going to have to be a 3. Because if it wasn't a 3, it would be 4 and 5, which is 9, plus 1 is 10, so that's too much. So 3 comes off of here, 6 is off of that one. These are now even, so 3, 5, 7, and 9, where this isn't a 3, because that was a 3.
And it cannot be 8, 9. It cannot be 8,
Right.
9 on the Kropke because then you lose that. And what was the thing about the increases in value move away from?
Yeah, so one cell in the grid is your newly found motivation. Cells must increase in value as they move away from this point. I don't know whether or not we know which cell that's going to be.
Isn't it going to have to be a 1? Because it's going to go completely across and completely up and down the grid.
Yeah. So we know it's not any of these ones.
Well, it could be. Oh, right, because that would have to be.
This
The 2 would
3,
have to be
2
next to the
here.
1.
This one's broken. The 9 here breaks that one. So if we don't know which one it is, we know it's none of these, at least. Or like if it's not like marked or something.
Right.
Well, what are the rest of the digits in? Let's do this one first. 5, 6, 7, 8.
In box 2, the Kropke dot cannot be 4, 5. Because if it was 4, 5, then on the arrow it would have to both be 3.
So you can't put 4 here, but it can still be 5, 6, and an 8. If this is an 8, this is 3, 4. So this could be 6, 5 or 6, 7. If this is a 9, this is 3, 5, and you get a 7, but that can still be 6 or 8. Oh, this cannot be an 8.
That can't
This
be
can no longer
yeah.
be a 4. 8 to 6 is 3. So that would be 3 and 4. And 9 places a 7. But then the 3, 5 can be done in any order. And this can be 6 or 8, being 3 or 4 here. That doesn't seem like enough information. We're not even forced to have an 8 on here. Still put 8 as one of those two. And make 9 one of those two. There's 1 in this box. It's not here. Not those two. It's not that one. That doesn't seem like enough information. 2 is here. I mean, where could 9 be? It's not here, and it's not here. Because there's no way this is a circle.
Right.
That's not a 9. The 9's there or there. Twos. Four is one of those two. Eight, 6, 3, 3, 4. Yeah, that's fine. We have 5, 7, and 9 in some grouping. And if this is a 9, We know that this is 3 and 5. This ends up being a 7, but that could be 6 or 8. That ends up being a 4. Be the 6, 8 pair there. I guess that removes 6 and 8 from here, because if this is a 9, that's a 4. And if this is an 8, then that's a 6. That's 4, so then this is 5, 7, and 9. Do I need to go and find the motivation now?
Well,
Okay. Well, could
we
it
know
be
it
in this?
can't be there.
You said it can't be in the top row here?
Well, no, because if horizontally, because it's going to bounce up and down.
Yeah. The 4 up here, this 8, 9 there means none of those are possible. We've got ones here, and that places ones in there, and then this entire box. So could it be here? Well, if it was here, this row
It
would have to
be
go.
next to,
Yeah.
right.
So that's going to remove those possibilities and these possibilities. And in fact, it's going to remove this possibility. And
It
this
would
one.
remove the possibility in all column 1 because of the 2 that's in column 2.
Right. And I think this one, because of the 9, all of these are going to be broken.
Right.
And these ones are broken because you can't put a 9 over here. Okay. I think this row of ones are broken because of this row, right?
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to, if you step inwards, you don't have to put the 9 over here and then go to the right of it. But if I were to place a 1 here, eventually it's going to come to these two cells. Well, I could make this a 4 or a 5, but then that would go 6, 3. I can't make it smaller than 4 because 1, 2, and 3 are required up here. So these two are broken. There's nothing stopping me from going 9, 8, 7.
Right. Okay. If you go start at the 2 that's over there on in column 1 and come down, or that one also. Go down diagonally, which
Oh, 2
because
in column 1, sorry.
yeah, if you go down diagonally, you'll go through a 1 somewhere down there to the bottom. So that one can't be because it's also diagonally.
Oh, I missed the diagonal rule. I was only focusing
And the same
orthogonally.
with the 2's in the 2 in column 2 and the 2 in column 4. So all those ones are out. Now, if in column 7, there's a 3 or 4 up there. So the bottom cannot be a 1.
Four, 5, 6, 7, or 8. I think
That
both
wouldn't
of
be
those are
enough.
still possible.
Because, well, if you look at the corner one, the one that's in column 9, in box 9, um, if you go up the diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the minimum for there.
So this one's broken. But this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah, and then something.
And then you place a 9 here, and it would go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5.
So you can't put 2 2's.
Okay, yeah. Because it would have to be that way, because the 9 would have to be here, because it can't go there. And this is with another 1 in its column.
Yeah, and
So,
you can't skip the 2, so that leaves us with that one for the.
alright, and that, since it revealed that, that's correct.
That means at
Um,
the top it's got to be 7 8 9 or 9 8 7, depending on which way you're looking at it.
yeah. 7, 8, 9, 4. Six. Now none of these can be 1. This
All
can't
right.
be a
Well,
9 anymore, so that one is. Say, what were you going to say?
follow the diagonal up from that one up to the left. That's a minimum 6.
This one is.
Uh huh.
5 comes out. This has to be 5, 6, or 7.
So that's going to have to be 4 on the Kropke dot because it can't go 6 5.
6, 7, 8.
Looks like it.
Because this can still be a 3 without breaking that.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
But this would go 2, 3, 4, not a 4. But this one smacks 5, 3, 4, 5. But we know it's not a 3 or a 5 because of the 3, 5 pair here. That's a 4. That's not a 4. This can't be a 4 because it would increase, so 6, 3. This can't be a 5, so it's a 7, then 8. 5, 7 places a 6. 3 and 5 are not placed, not a 5. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that has to be 9, 8, 7, and 6. But this one can be 2, 3, 4, or 5. So none of 4 is 4 there. 9s are out. 2, 3, 4. And then 5's the only possibility that's left. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. 5, 7.
Column 2 needs a 5 and a 6. Yeah, so it's either 1, 4 or 1, 5 for the purple or orchid or whatever we want to call that.
Uh-huh.
So it has to have a 1 in it.
So 8, 1, 4, 9, not 4, 6, 5. This is a 2. 3 and
3 and
4.
4. Yeah.
Not ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7.
Column 4 needs a 7 and an 8.
8. 2, 4, 5, 5, 6. And then this would be 6, 7. But not 2, 5, or 6. So this has to
It
be
has to be a
2,
4.
3, 5, 6, 4, 3, 5, 9, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 1, 2, and 8, I think. 3 and 7. 5,
5,
6, and
6, and
9.
9. Salud.
See?
Row 6 needs 1, 2, and 7.
2. These 2. 2, 7, and 8. 3, 5, and 9. There. Is there anything yet? 8, 4. Five, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7.
That's an 8. And
Oh,
this is a 7, 9 pair. 7, 9. Here we go. okay if the first step in saving the world is saving one person, if it's okay if that person is you. And I think that there is really important. But yeah, I don't know anything about the song that's being referenced here, but
No.
it is important to pay attention to mental health. Something I've struggled with off and on. Text that's hiding behind the grid, little by little, bit by bit. So take this one, wash it down, and you'll be fine. It's such a perfect day. Take it just in case. A tribute to Chalk Outlines by Ren and Chinchilla, or Ren X Chinchilla. I believe that X is a shorthand for by two different authors or artists. But yeah, it was a good puzzle. The finding this one definitely was necessary. Solving it. Oh, Elytron. Thanks for the comments. The diagonal in box 9 is broken because of the one already on the diagonal, right? Or I guess it's not quite on the diagonal of box 9, but close enough. Row 8, column 9 can't be it because of the diagonal. Nice, GG, yeah. Thank you for watching. Most of my comments are outdated, don't worry about it. It's okay, I don't really, unfortunately for me, I have my phone on my desk, so I can't really see the comments as I'm solving the puzzles, but yeah, so I appreciate the watch, and appreciate the comments as you see things. I may not see them, but that's okay. But yeah, Mom, any further comments on the on this puzzle before we go to another one?
I don't think so.
All right. So the next puzzle we're going to do today is Some Amount of Trouble by Tirganus, I believe. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in a cage cannot repeat and must sum to either exactly one more than the given sum or one less than the given sum. Okay, so this would be killer cages, except they're inaccurate, off by one error. So we see the 7 here, but it could be 6 or it could be 8. So if it's 6, it would be 1, 3. If it was 8, it might be 1, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 5. But we know it's not 7. Alright, well, this 16 would be fairly promising if it was a regular killer cage. But I guess that means it could be 15 or 17. So that's still 6, 7, 8, or 9. $14 or 16 would be 4 through 9. But if this was 16, it would be a 7, 9. But then this would be 6, 8, which is 14, which is 2 off of the 16, so we know that this isn't 16. It must be 14. I don't know why I put a 4 there. 4 is too small. But the 7's not a possibility. This is 14. And now, if this was 15, it couldn't be 6 and 9. And it can't be 8 and 9 either. So this is going to have to be 7, 8. And this is 5, 9. Because, I guess to explain that a little bit better, if this was 6 and 9, this would be 5 and 8, which is 13. And if this was 8 and 9, then this would be 5 and 6, which is 11. So that removes those possibilities, leaving 7 and 8 for 15. And then we already proved that this was 14, so 6 and 8 is removed, leaving 5 and 9. So where are we at now? Well, I guess we know that this is 1 through 5, and we know there is a 1 on there. Got 1 through 6 up here with the possibility that this was a 9. If this was 7... Go ahead, sorry.
Down there, box 7-ish, there's a 35 5-cell. It can't make it to 36 without repeating.
Okay.
So it's going to have to be 34.
So that would be a 4 through 9 except for 5, right?
Yes.
So that takes a 9 away here. This 5, 9 takes a 5 away from that one. If this was 7, it would be 1, 2, 4. You'd place a 1 here, and this would have to be 3 and 5. 3 and 5 is 8, and 1 is 9. But 9's too many, so this isn't 7, it must be 9. Which is unhelpful. Because this 9 has more possibilities than 7 did. And then I'm going to mark these as blue and red, so that way I remember that this one's 1 higher and these were lower. Um, 24 can be 7, 8, 9, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But 22... I guess that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But we know there's a 9 in there. And we know that 9 is not here. And it's not 5 either. 21 has the possibility of not being a 9, but if it was 23, it would have to have a 9 on it, and that would be 6, 8, 9. But 29 would be 4 through 9. And, of course, neither of these are 7, 8. This one isn't 5 or 9.
That 16 cage 5-cell is either 1, 5, or 1 through 4 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Yeah. I don't really want to put 1 through 7 on there, because that would be a little bit too many.
That'd be a bit much.
But I think this goes 1, 2, or excuse me, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would be too many. Okay.
9. Yeah.
So that's not like a assigned group yet. I guess this 22 up here's got the same group of numbers. Does this have to have a 4, 5, or 6 in it? 23 would require a 6 somewhere, but it could be here, and an 8, 9. 21 doesn't require a 9. It could be,
like 7, 8.
yeah. These 12s are max 13. So, 1, 2, 3, and 7 would be the maximum there. So that would leave 8 and 9 on the outside, but these mean we don't have 8 and 9 there. So then for this one, then it couldn't be 23, because that would be 6, 8, and 9. So this one would have to be less. And because of the 8, 9 restriction, it can't be 8, 9, and 4. Then does it have to have a 5 or a 6 up here? If this was 9, I mean, that could still be 7 and 6 for 21? Or is that 22? Yeah, that would be 22. So if I put a 9 in there, I need 12. But that can still be 7 and 5. So I don't think that's restricted yet. But one of these 12s is going to have a 7 in them. Because we knew that 8 and 9 was out of the row, because the 13 was too much. So a 7 has to go in one of these, so one of them is at least a 13.
Well, one of those has to have a 7 and the other has to have a 5.
And 11 is 1, 2, 3, and 5?
Yeah.
Which I guess this one can still be 1 through 5? 1, 2, 3, and 5, rather? Because that would just put 2 cells in here to combine with this. If this was 6, it would be 1, 2, 3.
Right.
But 9 has to have 2 digits from the sets 1, 2, and 3. Because it can only have 1 from 4, 5, and 6. So if this was 6, it would have 2 of the digits 1, 2, 3, and a third one, and that's perfectly fine. Never mind. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. 9 has 2 of them, and he can't put both of them there. So this ends up being an 8.
Row 3, the center digit's going to have to be a 6 because 5 and 7 have to be in one of the 12s.
Uh-huh.
But you can't pair 6 with either one.
Right. Okay. So that takes 6 out of there. And now we do have 1 through 5, which is going to take 5 out of here. 6, 7, 8, or 9. 6, 7, 8, or 9 here places a 5. Takes a 5 out of that one. And we proved that this was 21. 21 minus 5 is 16, which is going to be 7, 9. So this is 8, that's 6. This is also 8, and a 9 there. This is 1, 2, or 3. No, it's not. This is 8. Only one of these... Yes, okay, yeah. Because 8 also needs 2 of the digits from 1, 2, and 3. It just has a 4 or a 5 in there. The 4 or the 5 has to go up here. So this is 1, 2, or 3. The one that's... these 8s come out over here. 6 comes out over there.
Yeah, the 7 has to pair with 1, 2, 3. So 5 has to pair with 4, 9, 1 and 2. No, 1 and 3. 8 and 5 is 13. Yeah, they're both going to have to be 13.
Okay. And I heard you say something about 7,
Well,
which is
7
actually going
has
to be
to pair
removed
with
from here.
1, 2, 3. That's a given.
Let's just say, if this was 7, and we've got 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 4, 5, and then that's 9, and it's going to be 1, 3, you said?
Yeah.
Because to get to 11, it'd have to be 1, 1.
Right.
And
So doesn't that make that a 1, 3 pair in the bottoms? Since 1 and 3 are doubled.
yeah, 7. We know the 7's
Well,
already
no,
up there, and the 2
right.
has to
That would
be.
be a 1, 3, and so would the one on the. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 1, 3 pair.
We just don't know what's in the tops yet.
Right.
Which, if...
Well, that's a 5 or a 7 on the outside because there's a 5 and
Oh,
7
right.
in box 3.
Which is going to make this 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Right, yeah. Okay, the 8 in row 1, the 8 has to be the sorry, the 8 cage has to be 9, right?
Yeah.
All right. So 16 and 6 is 22 and 8 is 30 and 9 is 39. So the top two have to be sum to 6.
So this is a 2.
Well, that can't be 3. So that's going to have to be 1 5.
Okay. We've got 1 3 and either 2 and 7 or 4 and 5.
And
We
in
know that
box 2, it can't have 2, 3, and 4 in there because there's 2, 3, 4 in the top.
yeah, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well now none of these can be 2, so that takes 7 out as a possibility. 3 and 4, 7, 3, 1, 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 4, and 3, which is placed.
Yeah, and
4
in
is
box
out.
2, the center digit can't be 8 or 9.
That's just 1.
Well, there's that.
Um,
2, 3, 4.
okay. We still have the possibility about this being 7, 8, 9, although it would have to be 7, 8, 9 that way. Which, how would that impact the 21 or 23? Um, 23 is 9, 8, and 6. Which, if you place an 8 here, wouldn't allow an 8. So, 21, without an 8, is, a 9, which that would be 9, so that would be 9. 21 needs 12 left over, and it couldn't be 4, 8, 5, 7, and it couldn't be 6s. So this cannot be 24, so it must be 22.
Okay, the 16 cage, sorry, that runs through box 9.
Yeah,
Whether it's 15 or 17, it has to have a 3.
okay.
And there's a 3 in, so that's it. Yeah. And it has to have 1 and 2.
Well, they
Oh, but
can't
that's
both be here, so one of them has to be
right.
here. This is 22, which is a 9 and 13. So if this was 9, this would be 6 and 7. But if this is 9, you've got possibilities 5, 8, or 6, 7. So how does that impact the 22 cage? If it was 23, it's 9, 8, and 6, which means that can't be 8. Um, 9, 8, and 6, which, I mean, 6 is one of those two. Oh, wait. If this was an 8, that would have to be 5, and that would be 9, and that would break this 8, 9. So this can't be an 8 regardless. So, well, the 5's out, so it has to be 6, 7, 9. So 7's one of these two, so that's not a 7. If this is 9, then that's 6 or 7. If this is 9, then that's 6, 7. Well, this is not 7.
That can't be a 5 anymore, the one that's highlighted.
Okay.
Because if it's 23, it's 6, 8, 9. If it's 21, 5 would have to pair with 16, which is 7, 9.
Okay. That means this can't be 5 either, because it would be the same
For
problem.
the same reason, yeah. 4, 6, 8, 9.
So now this is 8 or 9.
So it's now either 4, 8, 9 or 6, 8, 9.
Yeah. Six, 7, 8, 9.
And a
Well,
4.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9 means this is a 2, doesn't it?
Yes.
But
Which
also,
leaves 1, 3, and 5.
not 3 and not 5. I don't know if this 11 gauge is something we should think about yet. It's either
Yeah, I
10
haven't seen much with that, or
12. If it's 10, it has to be 2, 3, 5 because of the 1 being outside. If it's 12, you can go 2 through 7. You know that has to be 1 through 7 over here. And I guess since we know that the 1, 2 has to be one of those, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We also know that one of these is a 1, 2. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which makes these two digits fairly large. But it is 17 or 19.
yeah.
if this was a 1, that would be a 1 and a 2. A 5, and that would be 11. So I can do 4 or 6. If this was a 3, then I don't know if that's restricted, because the 3 is already outside. Twelve is 2 through 7, or that's not a 2. We don't have an 8 or a 9 over here. These can't be 8 or 9. Well, I guess... Do one of these have to be 9? I guess it could be 6 and 4.
Well, both of those have to contain a 9.
Right.
So
So
one of
9
those
is
two
out
has to be a 9.
from here. So that puts a 9 over here. And actually places a 9 in box 4. And the 9 in the 35 page. Fixes are 14 here. This doesn't have to have a 5. It could be 1 through 4 and 7.
Right.
But the
6, 7
18...
pair in row 7, which
6
gives us
out,
an 8, a 4, 8 pair.
which
Places
places
a
are
9.
9. Why that was having such a hard time.
And the 22 cage that starts in box 5 and rolls around to box 9 to the right. It's marked as a 20. Yeah, it's 8, 9, and so the 8 has to go in the corner.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we just don't know if it's 4 or 6 with it.
We know one of those is 9. It could be 9, 8 still, and pair with a 2. But if it was 17, that could be 9, 7, and 1. And 9 and 5 still allows for 3 or 4. No, 3. Well, it would have to be a 3. Because 9 and 5 is 14. And I'm aiming for 17, which is 3 more, or 19, which is 5 more, but I can't reuse 5. So does that limit possibilities in there? Not certain. 6, 7, 8 takes out 6 and 7, and the 4 here was looking at that for a while. But 6, 7, 8 means 1, 2, and 5 left over here.
The 35 cage has a 4 in it, so
Oh, right.
that 4
4 is
comes
removed.
out. 6, 7 pair in column 4. So 2, 3, 4, and 1.
I guess this is a 1
1
out of
and
4.
4. Yeah.
Takes 1 out of this one.
And
4
the
out of
4 out.
there.
Yeah.
So I guess this 10. If it was 9, it would have to be 5 or 6 as the high digit. Both of which would need a 1, and that 1 would
Well,
be
1,
here.
3, 5 would knock out the 1, 3, 5 with it.
Okay,
In
so
the
it'd have
box.
to be 1, 2, 6. And then if this was 11, the 1, 4 replace the 6 and the 1. If it was 11, then
Alright, I'm
it's not
I'm
working.
gonna something else. There's a 6, 7 pair in column 3. So 2, 3, 5 is what's left in the column. Okay.
Yeah, that's 12.
Oh, there's only one spot for a 1 in column 2.
Not there. Not there. 4 in there. Okay, so 1, 5. And 4's out. Can't do the 1, 3. So I think those are both possibilities, but in either instance, none of the possibilities include a 5. So this ends up being a 2, and we get 1 in 6, or 1, 8, or 6, 3. So 3, 6, or 1, 8, or 1, 6. I've already put those in. But this isn't a 3, and this can't be a 1, and so this can't be an 8.
Yeah, so that places the 5 in box 7.
Right. Not a 3 because of the 2, 3. This should be 4, 6, 7, 8 for the 3 digits left in the box.
Yeah, and so that 11 cage in box 4.
Oh, it can't be 2, 3, 5, so it has to be 12.
Right. Well, and it can't be 6 or 7 because 6 and 5 is 11, and you can't have a 1, so that's got to be a 4.
7, 8 pair.
And that's a 3, and that finishes off that cage.
Seven, eight pair places a 5. What's left in this row? 4, 5, 3, 7, 8. This one's not a 9. 9 and 8 is 17, and so I'd have to put a 2. 9 and 7 is 16. I could put a 1, but not a 3. Either way, this is a 9, and 1 or a 2 here.
Okay, the 16 caged, I think, just became what? Well, no, because it could still be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm. 9, 8, and 2. 9, 7, and 1. But a 1, 2 pair places a 6, places a 4. Means this was the smaller version. 11, and I can't do 7, so that's 8. 2, that's 5.
Okay, if
8.
that's 19, 8 would have to pair with 11. It sees. No, 8 can't pair with 11 for 19.
Well, I've got 2
'Cause-
5s here, so that needs a 5 in here, and then these 2 5s also see that, so this is a 5. 7, 9, 5, 2, 3, and 8.
That can't be a 1
You
in
said
that
this can't be a
18
1?
cage, because 17 would have to, because there's no 9 in there, so you can't have a 1.
Okay. This is the only spot an 8 can go. Um,
Okay. Well, it can't be 19, so it has to be 17, so it does have to sum to 9. So it's 3 and 6.
3, 7, 8, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 1, 6, 3. That is 9, which is smaller. 1, 2, 4, and that's smaller. 6, 2, 1, 1, and 9 and 8 is 17, so that's smaller.
And we need a
19 is
4.
bigger.
Oh. A 4 and a 7.
Yeah, the puzzle doesn't include a solution, but, I mean, that looks correct, because that is 8, that's 9, that's 21, so I believe we did that correct. Alright, let's see. Do you mind solving a new Sudoku of mine as it's just published? Sure, I'd solve that one of yours. Send the link. The ones in box 8 must be on the bottom, and the ones in box 7 must be on the left, which points to the one in box 1. Must have missed that one. Ones in box 8 must be on the bottom, meaning the ones in box 7 be on the left. Points. Yeah. Electron, if you're still in chat, I would definitely solve a puzzle of yours. Yeah, this puzzle was a lot of fun. I liked the way that it required thinking about the mathematics and such. There's a lot of stuff that I missed because I'm sleepy, unfortunately. But do I have some setting in YouTube that doesn't allow links? Newest on Logic Masters Germany. Okay, that helps. I will try and fix the link problem for next time. I didn't even think that was set. Crack Cryptic, Logic Masters Germany. And then puzzles. I don't really use Logic Masters Germany that much, so Dutch differences.
It's like the fourth one down.
There we go. Alright, solve the Sudoku pad. This is Dutch differences by Electron, who is in chat. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A yellow line is a Dutch difference line. The consecutive absolute differences on the line must differ by at least 2. For example, 2, 3, 1 would not be allowed on the line, as the differences 1, 2 have a difference less than 2. Alternatively, 3, 1, 5, 6 is allowed on the line, as the differences 2, 4, 1 all have a difference of at least 2. Digits separated by a V sum to 5, digits separated by an X sum to 10, not necessarily all V's and X's are given. So the yellow line is a Dutch difference line. The consecutive absolute differences on the line must differ by at least 2. 2, 3, 1 is not allowed because between the 2 and the 3 is a difference of 1, and between the 3 and the 1 is a difference of 2, but because 1 and 2 have a difference of 1, they're too close, the differences are too close together. Alternatively, 3, 1, 5, 6, between 3 and 1 is 2, 1 and 5 is 4, 2 and 4 have a difference of 2, so that's fine. Between 5 and 6 is a difference of 1, and going from a difference of 4 to a difference of 1 is greater than 2, so that's fine. Am I reading the rules correctly, Electron? Awesome. All right. So, let's see. I'm guessing these are normal 6 by 6 Sudoku rules, so that's 1 through 6.
Well, the X would have to be 4 and 6.
Yeah, which is a difference of 2, which means we have to increase the difference. It would have to be at least a difference of 4 going through here. So that's actually going to place 4 and 6 and make this 1 or 2. because you can't go with a difference smaller than 2, so it has to be at least 4. And then, well, this is 1, 2, 3, or 4. These are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is 6 and 5. I know 5 and 6 are on here. I know 5
Okay.
is up here. I'm guessing I need to take a look at this one and think about what possible differences I can have, which I think this is still up, so there's going to be 3 different differences. And if it increased each time, that could be 1, 3, 5, but I'm not allowed. Well, I guess there's no reason I wouldn't be allowed a difference of 5. That would be 6 and 1. But it's just the consecutive differences. Because one of the examples was 1, 4, and 2. If I remember the... Yeah. Six has to be over here. Oh, well, this can't be 1 or 2 because these are 5s and these are 5.
Right.
And so this can't be 3 or 4 because those two are the same. Okay, well, this is either a difference of 1 or 3. If it was 4, 1, that would be a difference of 3. And then to go 2 more, it would either have to be a difference of 1, or excuse me, to be 2 more than 3 would be a difference of 5, which would be 1, 6, which isn't allowed. To be 2 less, it would be a difference of 1, which would make this a 2. I guess that would be 4, 1, 2. If I did 3, 2, that's a difference of 1. So I have to be greater, or my next difference has to be greater. So it has to be a difference of at least 3, which would make that a 5. Oh, and I guess it's still 1 longer. So 1 to 2 is a difference of 1, so then it would have to be a difference of at least 3, which would be a 5, because it can't be a 6. And then going from 2 to 5 was a difference of 3. So then it would have to be a difference of 1. But you can't go to 4 or 6 from 5. So this is a 2, this is a 5, that's a 1. 4, 1. And then I've got 3, 4, and 6 left over. Which, this one's not a 3, so that forces a 3 there. 2 and 3 are gone. So 4 is not, there's a 4. So that places the 4 there. 3, 5, 6, where this isn't a 6. 2 and 5. So I get a 2 here. 1, 3, and 6, where the 1, 4 places a 6 and a 1. This is a 6. Then we've got 3, 5, and 2, and 3, 5, and 1. One, 4, 5, 6. Not 6s, not 4s. Okay. One of these is a 1. So 1 to 3 is 2. If this was a 1, that's a 3. That's a difference of 2. So I need at least a difference of 4, but I don't have enough wiggle room for that. So this isn't a 1. Well, it's not a 1 leading to a 3. So 1 and then 5 is a difference of 4. So I need a difference of 2 or smaller, which would be just fine. If this is a 3, then this is a 1, which is a difference of 2. Then I need a difference of 4. That would place a 5. How do I want to think about that? Because now I'm holding a lot of ideas in my head. I need that there, I don't think. Do we tackle this or this?
Alright, if we look at column 2, if the bottom is 1 and 5,
It has to have a 4.
oh, right. Well, let's see. If it's 4, 5, then it's 1 and 6 on the other side.
Yeah. And 1 and 6 is the difference of 5. And 4 and 5 is the difference of 1. To bridge those, I would need a difference of 3.
Which would be 1 and 4. Or 1 and 5, either way.
No, it'd have to be 1, 4. Because it has to be a difference of 3.
Oh. Okay.
But you can't be 1, 4. Because that would break this one. Right? Okay, so you said if this was 4, 5, then this is 1, 6. 1 and 6 is a difference of 5. 4 and 5 is a difference of 1. The only way to bridge those is from 1 to be increased by 2 is 3, and 5 decreased by 2 is 3, so that the difference has to be 3, which would have to be 1, 4 here. There's no other way to make a difference of 3, which breaks the 1, 4. So this cannot be 4, 5, it's 1, 4. And 5's out of those. 2, 3 pair makes a 1. But knowing that this is a difference of 3, and this is a difference of 1, means that I have to have a difference of at least 5 here, because the difference of 3, and a difference of 1, meaning I have to get a difference of 5, which is going to have to be 6 and 1, 3, 4, 1, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 5. Okay. And now we know that this is a 1, so 1 to 3 is 2. And then I think we already proved 1 to 3, which is a difference of 2, and then 3 needed to be a difference of 4, but that would be 7. So that makes this 5, 3, 5. And then this was a difference of 4, so it has to be at least a difference of 2, which is a 2 or a 3. And then I got stuck. That's a difference of 4. Okay, did I mess something up? Difference of 3, difference of 1, difference of 3, difference of 2. Difference of 4, or more, which is 5. So did I mess that up? Because there's still wiggle room that I could have made a mistake here. So although I don't remember how exactly we got the 1 here, because we got this early on. Oh, this 1 had to pair with the 4. That was why that had to be a 1. Because we proved that that couldn't be 2 and 3 and how it wrapped around here. I'm just messing up the math in the end. 1 to 5 is a difference of 4. So I need at least a difference of 2.
At most a difference of 2. Because the difference between 4 and 2 is 2. So wouldn't that have to be 5?
No, because the differences have to be at least 2. They can't be too close. So 1 to 4 is a difference of 4. And 4 minus 2 means I need a minimum distance of 2. And 5 minus 2 is 3. But I'm also... Oh! Yeah, I'm definitely messing up the math. Okay. Because 5 minus 2 is 3, but that would be a difference of 4 and a difference of 3, and those are too close. Okay, so this has to be a 3 and a 2 and a 2 and a 3, and then that is correct. Okay.
That was a nice
I'm tired. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that one. And I don't know why... the math here was tripping me up so much. I think it's just because I'm tired. That's the only... I'm going to use tiredness as my excuse. But yeah. I definitely liked this rule set. It's different. I don't think I've even seen that one on the Cracking the Cryptic channel. It's definitely complicated to explain in text. And I appreciated being able to ask and make sure that it was correct. But I think even the way it's explained in the text box over here, like, I think we still would have found it. I think we would have gotten to the exact same point and been tripped up on the math, even if I was less tired. Because I think I messed that up earlier on when we first looked at it. But yeah, the rule set is a little tricky, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I don't know. There was a puzzle we solved a while ago that uh, had needed like multiple steps of logic to get to the solution. But this one, it's love the way you used a kind of bridge argument for the line in box side. Yeah. I think. I mean, it definitely seemed like the right way of thinking about it, at least to me. Yeah, but yeah. Hopefully, you can get it on the Cracking the Cryptic channel. Because I really enjoyed that puzzle. So you can if I don't know what the process is to get a puzzle on their channel, but that would definitely get it in front of a lot of people. And I think it would be relatively short. But with it being a new rule set, you'd probably have a better chance of it being on there or getting featured. Nice. Well, I guess while you're still here, I guess pop that out and well, I can't pop the chat out from OBS, but Elytron said that this is their fifth puzzle that they've set so far, so I just want to get some
nice.
practice in. Yeah, are they all on Logic Masters Germany, Elytron? They are. In that case, I guess while we're here, I'm pretty sure I have an account. I'll see. Enter solution code, row 1 from left to right, 3, 4, 6, 5. That gets you a solved on there. And then difficulty. How would you rate the difficulty, Mom? I wouldn't say it's very easy, but it's between easy and average, maybe?
Maybe.
Let's go with average. It wasn't like it wasn't like crazy difficult, but it wasn't super easy either. I thought it was very nice. Then lines about the differences. Search puzzle. Oh, back. Electron. Publish puzzles. Here we go. Alright. And let's go ahead and do factoring in the arrows. Ooh, I do like the ones with the
I like
yeah. Factoring in the Arrows by Elytron. Normal Sudoku rules apply. I think Logic Masters Germany has a very strong difficulty mentality where everything that isn't moderately hard is considered very easy. I guess the way I think about difficulty is like the type of mathematics that are involved, which with the Dutch differences like that isn't an easy version of mathematics. Like it's not killer cages. But even then, killer cages can get fairly advanced with the type of, because like the some amount of trouble puzzle, that one was fairly difficult with the type of mathematics involved in that one. The amount of rules that you have to keep in your head, and how deep the logic goes. Like if it requires like because I think there were some in some amount of trouble that were thinking about how if this was this version, then this other thing had to be this way, and it eliminated one possibility but not another, and so you had to find multiple pieces of information. That makes sense. I think my math background makes me find the math stuff easier than it actually is. Thus, I mostly find the Sudoku logic the hard part. Yeah, I definitely don't like the puzzles that are really finicky, where you have to like comb through the puzzle to find the little things. And so I do think that if the logic of the I guess the rules, the clues really, points really clearly in what direction to look at. That helps a lot to make it feel easier. I don't know. I've done math tutoring, and so oftentimes I find the math easy, but then if I'm more tired, then I have a harder time with it. And then sometimes I just trip up on easy stuff. So it really just depends. So far I found fog puzzles a lot easier to set because you really have control in pushing the solver in the right direction. Yeah, that's probably really helpful for setting those. I haven't done any setting, and I do think that would be a really interesting puzzle to do on its own. But let's see. We only have a few more minutes, so let's go ahead and tackle factoring in the arrows. Unless you have something to say, Mama.
No, I like Fog of War.
All right, so let's go ahead and start this puzzle. Factoring in the arrows. Oh, I didn't read the rules. Factoring in the arrows by Elytron. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A digit in a circle is the smallest, greater than 1, factor of the sum of the digits on the corresponding arrow. Arrows may move orthogonally, diagonally, but do not split. Digits may repeat on an arrow if allowed by other rules. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1:2 ratio. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. Not all dots are necessarily given. The grid is partially covered with fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell. No guessing is required. Okay. So instead of it being the sum, it's the smallest factor greater than 1 of the sum of the digits. So, well, this one, we've got consecutive digits, which is going to make this,
odd.
Yeah.
So the 100, it's going to be even.
And
One,
well,
two,
I guess I already messed up because it has to be the smallest factor.
Oh, right.
So 9 would have a factor of 3. But otherwise it would be prime, so it would have to be 3, 5, or 7. Which is going to make this 2, 4, 6, or 8. Which it cannot be 4, 6, or 8. Because if 8 is a factor, then 2 is a factor. If 6 is a factor, 2 is a factor. If 4 is a factor, then 2 is a factor. So 2 is always the smallest factor, so this has to be 2, and this has to be 3. Which I think is going to have to be... Well, it couldn't be 1, 2.
Right.
So it's not 3. But it can be 4, 5 to be 9, which has a factor of 3.
Because that's the factor and not the... Right. That's going to be a hard rule to remember.
Yeah. This has to be 4, 8. Because it can't be 1, 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. 2 and 3 remove 6 and 1. 4s are out of here, so that's 8 and 4. 8 and 4. This can't be an 8 because that can't be a 4. This is a long arrow, but this is consecutive, and so it can't be 1 going to 2. So this is 6 and 3. It can't be 5, so it's 7. We have 9 and 1 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Not 3 or 4, so this can't be 8, and it can't be 6. Electron is saying we messed up. Oh, because, again, we were thinking along the line of the consecutive digits.
Right.
And so you've got 1, 2, which is 3. But I guess, let's remove all of that for a second. So it can't be, it's going to be odd. So it's going to be 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. It's got lots of options. Okay, so it can't be 1, 2 because there's already a 2. It can't be 2, 3 because there's a 2 and a 3. So the smallest it could be is 4, 5, which is 9, which works. But it could be 5, 6, which is 11. 11's prime. 6, 7 is 13, which is again prime. 7, 8 is 15. So 7, 8's a possibility because it has a factor of 3 and 5. And then 8 and 9 is 17, which is again prime. But then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. There's a 3, so 6 and 8 is out. Can't be a 2, so 1 is out. And then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. 2 and 3 removes a 1 and a 6. And we still have stuff here.
Well, it can't be 1 because it can't go to 2.
Right.
Go up 1 because of the white Kropke.
So then this is even, so this has to be odd. 3, 5, 7, 9 out of 3. And then four and 5 would make this 8 and 6 and 7. 7 and 8 would make this 4,
6.
This is a 6 in either case, then, because this is 4 or it's 8, so this is a 6. That's true. Which is a 3, which is true, which takes 9 out. But then this is still 5 or 7.
Left on the top of the arrow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate the catch there. Let's see. Again, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Not a 3, so not a 6. But then this arrow has to go this way because it doesn't branch. And it's a factor that has to be greater than 1. And if it's even, then it has a factor of 2. And all of those were 2s. Which takes out, doesn't take out 4. Takes out 8 and 3. Then, because this is a factor of 2, these are even. So this must be odd. 1, 3, 5, or 7, or 9. And I don't think it matters what those are, just that they're both odd. These are consecutive. And it's going to be the smallest.
If the circle is, oh no, it's a 1 and a 4. I was going to say, never mind.
Yeah. The factors, the smallest factor is always going to be prime. So, then that means this has to be a 5 or a 7 as a factor here. So it has to be odd. So 4, 6, or 8. But this is even, so this cannot be 4, so it's a 1. 6, 8, either a 1, that's not 2. And 1 and 6 is 7, 1 and 8 is 9, so 8 doesn't work, and 1 and 4 is 5, so that's fine. Okay, 10 and 9 is 19. I don't know if we can make more information from that, though. Oh, wait. Well, because that's a 1. Yeah, that's fine either way. We just know what they are as soon as we know one of them.
Right.
Twos, threes. 1 has to be in there. Okay. Where can 2 go in this box? It's not in the middle. It's not either of those. It can't go on the croppy dot because there's a 1 and a 3 that look at the croppy dot. So 2 is one of these two. If it wasn't this one, it would be there. That would be 2 and 4, which would make this 6 and 7.
Which makes the tip of the arrow going up to the corner of box 1 a 5.
Oh, 5, 7 pair. Takes out 5 and 7. 4, 8 pair, 4 and 8. Now let's... That's even. One of those is even. Well, okay. Maybe this is weird logic, but you've got a 4 or 6 here, which is even. A croppy dot requires 1 even. So if these are both even, being 2, 4, 6, or excuse me, 2, 4, or 8, it's going to have to place a 2 here, which would be 2, 4, which removes 8. So this can only be a 2 if this is 3 and 6. But this is going to have to be 7, 8, or 9, because if this is 3 and 6, that's 4, that's 2, so 8 has to be on here. So this ends up being 4 and 8, 4 and 5, 7, 5, 4, 4, and 2 is removed, so that's a 2. Apparently that was the logic. 8 has to be here, so 5, 7, 9. If that was the correct logic, I think that would be something that makes it quite difficult. And if it wasn't the correct logic, then it was just something else to see. One of these two is 8.
10, 18.
These are consecutive. Well, if this one's the even, it has to be a 4. It can't be.
Well,
Because 2,
3
4,
can't
6,
be
and
on
8.
the croppy dot because it sees both 2 and 4.
Right. So that places a 3 here. But this one's our even, which is going to have to be 6 or 8. So 5, 7, 9. Not 5, 7, 7, 8. Places 1 and 9. Wait, why are there already digits? You can also Are these given digits not allowed? Or weren't supposed to be allowed? Got the givens aren't supposed to be there. Oh no. We do need to end here shortly. Or at least, Mum has to get off here shortly. So I think we'll just see how far we can get in this version. Because it just hit 10 Eastern for us.
Yeah.
So let me know when you want to hit the stop button, Mama.
I'm actually feeling fairly awake at the moment, but
Okay.
I know that can go from like wide awake to I'm snoring, so
Mm-hmm. So, alright, so let's see how far we can get this version. What's left over in this box? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1,
that's
7, 8,
apparently
9.
just a
Oh,
6.
yeah, the whole column
Oh,
was
well,
done
yeah,
except
that's
for
the
that.
whole column.
1 and 6 is out. Because there's a 6 in the box. Neither of those are 9, and either of these are 8. Now, one of those is 8. So, what's here? 9, 8, 3, 5, 6, 2, 4. Top digit's not a 6. And there's a circle somewhere down here.
Yeah, with the, let's see, there's 10, 19,
8 and
30,
2. Say again?
40. It's at 40 with what we know has to be there right now.
Okay.
But the circle can't be 2, so it can't be even.
Yeah.
So it's
40,
40 plus an odd.
12? 1, 8, and 3 is 12, right? And
Yeah.
40 would be 52. But we don't know where the circle is. And the circle could still be here, which would make it a 7. I don't know. What's left over here? 4, 3, 6, and 8. That's a lot of stuff. This column, 6, 1, 4, 8. This one's not a 3, 2, 9, and 7. If this was the circle,
the factor is 7.
Yeah, but we know what the sum would be because we've got 52 and
Oh, right.
although, do we know what these three are? It feels like that should be obvious. Well, if that's a 7, that's a 9, then these would be 1, 5, and 6. 1, 5, and 6 is 12. 12 and 52 is 64, which means it would be 2. So that's not the circle. Circle can be one of those.
Well, we know the circle's not the bottom one. Because 52, 7 and
Right.
5, neither one of which is going to be.
If this was 6, I would push the circle to here. And actually, if that means the circle has to be here. Because the 6 is going to have to be on the arrow. Because if it's not here, then that's 6. And it can't be the circle if it's 6. So we know the circle's here.
Right.
And so, 52 and 6 is 58. So it can be 6 and 7 for a 5. I guess we know the 1's not there.
Well, for 5, I know we can't hit 55, which would be because it's going to have to be multiplied by a prime. We
Yeah.
can't hit 55 with what's there. And the next would be 65 for 13. And we're at 52, so we would need 13, which would be 6 and 7.
So it has to be 6, 7 pair here?
For 7 to be the factor, it's gonna have to go to 11 would be 77 because we're already past the 7. So 77 or 91.
Okay, and that's not
And
possible because we're
77 we'd have to have, yeah. So that's gonna be a 6-7 pair, and then 5.
what's left over in the row? 1, 5, 4, and 2. 3 doesn't work for consecutiveness. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And apparently it's just 7 because of the rest of the givens. So not a 7, not a 9, not a 7. This is even, so this one's odd. 6 and 8 is removed. And this cannot be 8, 7.
Right.
So it's 6, 7, or 8, 9. But in either case, that pairs with the 7, 8. So 7, 8 is removed over here. The consecutive pair here okay, so we've got these
Okay,
four.
so the 7 oh.
Go ahead.
There's at least 4. Okay, 7 is gonna, 14, 21.
14 is going to end up with a 2, and 21 is going to be a 3.
Right.
So to be the 7 to be the smallest, it has to be at
Has to be
least.
7.
It has to either be 7
49.
itself, or 49.
But it touches on at least 4. So it can't be 7.
Yeah, which means
So
it
it's gonna
has to
have
get
to
up
be
to 49.
49. Which means it's gonna go on.
That means it has to take all of these, because that's 24, and 30 would be 54.
Yeah, 54 is yeah. So that's gonna have to take all of those.
Because if
49.
it didn't take these, if it didn't take the third one, or rather just one of those, because it can go diagonal, 30 and 17, yeah, it has to take all 3.
Well, and that can't be 30 in box 9 because of the 7.
Right.
So it would be 5, 6, 8, 9, 28.
28 and 24 is 48, and 4 is 52.
All right. Apparently I'm not mathing at the moment.
Yeah. But as long as
28
it
to
gets
hit
over
49.
49.
Yeah, 28 and 21.
Oh, and the 8 here means that this 9, 7, and 5. I'm just going to get a calculator. 9 plus 7 plus 5 is 21. Plus 9 plus 8 plus 6 plus 5 is 49. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So these 5, 6, 8, 9, where those aren't 8s. And these are 9, 7, and 5. And 5, 7, 9 places a 2 and a 3, takes a 2 out. Places 1 and 4. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are consecutive. Is
So it's either 5,
fine.
6, or 8, 9.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make a difference. Yeah, that wouldn't make a difference.
That's done. Oh, 2, 3, 3. 9, 2, 1. 7's out. We know anything about these digits? I don't think so. 3, 6, 4, 5, 1, 2, 9, 7, 8. 2, 6,
6, that's
4,
8.
5, 1, 9, 7.
8. No telling.
Say again.
I was trying to figure out where that last, or that the arrow that comes down, yeah, where that one goes. Because right now it's at 8, and then there's a whole bunch of, it could be evens or odds.
Yeah.
But unless it bends and puts the circle in column 5 or over into box 3, then it can't be even. But it could do all kinds of things. So
Yeah. I don't think it's possible. I mean, it's definitely not possible because it would have to be 7 or 49 for the circle to be here.
right.
5, 6, or 8, 9 is going to pair with this 6, 8 to take 6, 8 out of there. 6, 8 out of there. 7, 1, 2, 7, 9, 3, 4, 5, 7. Alright, well, I've already pencil marked everything else in the grid. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 9, 6, 7, 8. Alright, everything has pencil marks. So nine, 8, or 6, 7. 5, 6, or 8, 9. I already saw the 5, 6, 8, 9 that pairs with this 6 or 8. all about the crop keys in boxes 6 and 9 right now?
That's box 5.
Okay, well, if this was 8, 9, that's 7, 6, but that would be 5, 6. Okay. Because we can't do 7 and 8. So if this was 8
Right.
and 9, that would be 7, but then 5 and 6 would make that 8, which would break this one. So this
Okay.
is not 8, 9. 5, 6, 8, 9. It's not 8, 9. It's 5, 6. So that makes this 9, that 8, 6, 7. Not a 6, not a 6. 3, 6, 9, 8, 7, 5, not a 5, not 7, not 5, not 6, 7. 5s, 9s, 7s, 5, 9, 5 and 6 takes 5 and 6. Okay. Two, 4, and 8.
Column 9 has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Places 8, 6, and 7. Take 7s out of there. Oh, those are consecutive, so that places a 5 here. Places a 5 there. Places a 9. Okay. 5s.
Well, and the 1, 2, 8 in the circle makes that a 2.
Right. And we gotta give an 8 there.
Yeah, which I guess which shouldn't be there, so
Mhm.
that's all right. 3, 4 pair in column 7.
Well, how does this circle work?
It's just a 2.
I guess. Hmm, is
There's a
it
1,
just a
2, 4
2?
triple
Right.
in column 9.
Not a 7.
3, 4 pair in row 2. There's
Oh,
also a
that
3,
has to
4
be a
pair
3.
in row 9.
3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Not a 4. Hmm.
Yeah, that circle's going to have to be a 2. It's the only way to.
I mean, if the sum of the value on the arrow is 0, technically 2 isn't a factor. You need to think about what the sum on its arrow is.
It doesn't have an arrow.
Yeah. But Electron's saying you're right, so that would fill in the grid. So is that the right logic there for that circle in the bottom right, that it would be 0? Because otherwise I would have put a down arrow
Well,
there. But
greater than
I guess it
1,
kind of
but
depends on how you look at it, as 2 does divide 0. Um, yeah, it would depend on how you look at that. I
well,
guess
it's greater than 1
yeah.
factor.
Um, I don't know. It's the reason I
It's
didn't
not like
use the
he's
word
trying to,
prime
it's not like
factor.
it's trying to divide by 0, because then that would just explode.
Yeah, but 0. I guess I don't tend to think about factors for 0. Um, I don't know. I guess I would have to look at like a formal mathematical definition of factor, but that's not necessarily like the important part. Um, so I don't know. This just might be my processing stuff. But yeah. That one I would consider a hard or very hard puzzle, because of the amount of mathematics involved in that one.
And just what that, so were there supposed to be any given digits at all?
Uh, I believe no.
Or were all of the
Um,
so were all of those
I guess if we give this a refresh, because Electron said that they fixed it.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a different link. 4 and 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
no given digits. And because with the 6 and 8 that were here, that helped us with this digit
Right.
in there. It's like 0 is divisible by everything, so 2 is the lowest one that isn't 1. They made one part easier in the middle of the solve and kind of disambiguated the end earlier. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Solution code is column 6, top to bottom, 834,
952
952,
617.
617. Submit. And I'm going to go ahead and put very hard on that one. I think even if I was more awake, I would still try it, probably consider that one very hard. But I still enjoyed it. It was a very good
Oh yeah, it
puzzle.
was very, very enjoyable.
Submit.
I think Fog of War kind of one of my favorites right now.
Mhm.
So
Thanks a lot for solving, you two. I'm going to go to sleep now. It's actually 04:30 in the night where I'm at. Yeah, I can relate to the being up very late. I'm probably going to stream Horizon Zero Dawn later and be up for a while. But yeah, good night, Electron. Thank you for joining and watching and commenting and helping us out here and there. So have a great night. But yeah, so that is 10:30 Eastern time, for us. So, I did hit submit on that, right? Yeah. So we're done there, and I did click like the puzzle on that one, click out of that one, but yeah. So
Yeah,
we
we'll have
didn't
to
get
add his
to,
other 3 in there.
yeah, we'll grab the rest of Electron's puzzles, later, which I guess before I forget, I can find it later. Anyway, yeah, anything else about the puzzles we solved today, Mama?
They were I really liked having a setter watch us solve his puzzles.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah. All right. Other than that, upcoming stuff for stream is probably Horizon Zero Dawn later tonight at some random time when I decide to start playing that. Then I have Project Zomboid on Thursday night going into Friday night, and Friday night going into Saturday night. It's 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, so if you subscribe, pay attention to the times that are listed for those videos if you're wanting to watch. Otherwise, Sudoku we do on Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 Eastern Time. I will post the video or the stream thingy, a reminder, whatever it is, on YouTube later, probably later today. Other than that, I think that's all of the things. So I believe we're going to switch over to thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. Share the video. It really helps a lot. But yeah, have a good night.